If this was anything else, this wouldn't be as hard, but because we're human, and because, like I said before, we're not willing to sacrifice the things that we already have because we value those things, we make this a lot harder than it needs to be. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Samuel Bell Podcast. Thank you guys for staying tuned in. Go ahead and like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, guys, that way you are notified after every single video. And as you know, these videos come out every Sunday at noon. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump straight into the podcast. Let's go. Okay, so I'm just going to dive straight into this. You have complete control of where you go in life. My goal today is to talk to you about how to do so and why you haven't, and most importantly, why you can't. Now, I know this is a little confusing, and I say that because who you are right now, where you are right now, and what you are right now can't get you out of the situation that you're in. Yes, you do have complete control of where you are in life. The problem is the way you think and the willingness to sacrifice where you are for what you want. Here's what I mean by that. Most people like where they are right now so much that they're not willing to change now to get where they want. They like the comfort. They like the consistency of the everyday life of right now. And yeah, they want this other, this dream life that they have for themselves. They don't know what it's going to take to get there. They don't know what it looks like. And sometimes there's fear in the uncertainty. The issue with that is a lot of people also don't like where they are. They want to be in that dream place, but they just can't get past that fear. There's some people who don't want to move, and there's some people who do want to move, but they're both held by the same thing. So does that make sense? Now, I know a lot of you guys are looking at me like, yeah, right, I just can't do it because fill in the blank. But in reality, your actions show otherwise. Meaning, what you're doing right now isn't going to get you to the new place. If it did get you to the new place, you'd already be there. So, that being said, you're either going to have to change something or stay where you are. You can't go somewhere new if you're going the same way you've always gone. It's like, that's in everything. Even if you're driving to a location, you're not going to get somewhere new if you keep going the same way. You have to go down a different road. You have to literally turn your life into a new life, to a new road, if you want to go somewhere new. This isn't rocket science. Like, you have to change your life. And so here's how you do that. These are the 3 A's to completely change your life. A number 1, or 1A, or whatever. Atmosphere. Who do you hang around? This is everything, because you are an average of the top 5 people you spend the most time with. And I'm talking income, I'm talking mindset, I'm talking you probably live in the middle of, like, if the top person lives in this style house and the bottom person lives in this house, you're probably right in the middle. You have a nice, kind of nice, but not so nice, based on the group that you associate with. You probably drive a in the middle car. You see what I'm saying? You are the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. You have complete control over who you hang around. You don't have to hang around the friends that you currently have. You can make new friends. I've made new friends. You've made new friends. Some of you guys, I know there's one person listening to this podcast that their best friend has been their best friend since they were born, but you can still make new friends. Guys, I've met tens of thousands of people in the last 8 years doing network marketing and doing business and stuff like that, which led to some of my best friends that I have now. None of them I knew before I was 18 years old. Some of them I didn't know until I was 25 years old. So I always heard that you don't know who your best friend is yet. You haven't met that person because your best friend may just be at a different level of life, or they're at that dream life level that you're waiting to get to, but you can't let go of the life that you already have. Now, that being said as well, this doesn't always have to be physically. This doesn't always have to be someone that you can call and go watch the game with, or someone that you can call and go to the store with or something like that. Your people who you associate with doesn't necessarily always mean friendship. It can mean mentorship. It can also, be people that you listen to on podcasts. So I made a conscious decision years ago that the people that I'm going to spend the most time with are people in places that I want to get to. So if my goal is to, I don't know, let's say my goal was to be a leader of some sort, right? Well, who knows the most about leadership in the world? John Maxwell, apparently. So if that's the case, then I need to figure out ways to get around John Maxwell. Now, as we know, I can't just call up John Maxwell and be like, hey, John, I'm trying to study this leadership thing. Like, can you help me out? No, it's not how it works. He has courses, he has programs, he has different things that you can have access to his brain. But another good way, if you want to hang around John Maxwell for free, is to pop in an audio, pop in a podcast, pop in something where he's talking to you about how to do what he did. And when you do that for so long, your brain doesn't know that you're not physically hanging out with John Maxwell. It just hears John Maxwell, and you're getting the knowledge by association. Another part of this atmosphere thing is, where do you spend most of your time? Meaning, are you at clubs every Saturday? Are you at the gym? Are you sitting in your office? Are you sitting at your house? Where do you spend most of your time? This also affects a lot of the way you see the world that you see. If you're hanging out in the hood or the ghetto, you're probably not going to understand the suburbs too much. Guys, you really just have to figure out how to put yourself in these places that you want to be. That's it. That's literally it. Go spend time in nice neighborhoods. Go spend time in places that you want to live one day. Because if you want to live there, you're going to have to spend time there. So why not do it before you get there? It's like, if you want to play basketball, right? I talk about basketball a lot in my podcast, but one of the first things you do if you're going to be a collegiate athlete, right, is they have you go to the college that you might go to. You do visits, you do, not tryouts, but you have practices, and you get to go spend time at the different locations to see if that's the environment you want to be in. Your life is no different. You can still do the exact same thing. You can still go to different atmospheres and test them out. You do it when you move all the time. At least I hope you do. I hope you don't just move blindly. Like, you pick a location on the map and click it, and then you just move there. Like, when my wife and I, when we move, we go to the city, or we go to the town or whatever. We drive around. We see how the people are. We see what stores are in the location. We see, you know what I mean? Like, we test the place out. And then if we like it, then we move. The same thing in your life. Guys, you have complete control over the atmosphere which you live in. Now, what people don't know is that their atmosphere that they're in determines the attitude, which is the second A or 2A. The things you do and the people you hang around with determine the attitudes you have in your life. Your attitude will change your perspective of everything around you, which creates these false realities in your mind. So you can have two people looking at the exact same thing and get two totally different viewpoints based on where they are, who they are, where they come from, who they hang around, and their atmosphere. Which is why you can have two people both grow up poor, and one end up rich and successful, and the other die poor and broke. It's the same thing. It's the way you look at life. Life isn't this hand that you were dealt that you have to keep. You don't have to keep the hand that you were dealt. You can change it at any point. You don't have to keep the cards. You can literally exchange them for new cards, but you have to be willing to get rid of the cards, understanding that you're going to get new cards. The issue is that everyone thinks that they have to keep the cards they have and make the cards work. No, you can literally get rid of the cards and get new cards. I'm not going to really harp on the attitude one too much, because I think that this one is pretty self-explanatory. Everything is perspective. It's the way you see everything. Some people don't view leadership the same way John Maxwell views leadership. That's fine. One's right, one's wrong. Not like on a morality basis, but just from simply like one gets you where you want to go, the other one doesn't get you where you want to go. Some people think communism is leadership. Some people don't, which you see what I'm saying? This is the way you view things. How you view it will change everything. Now, for 3A, or the third A, is actions. This is my favorite one. What you see, where you come from, who you hang around, determines how you act. And how you act determines the life you live. Literally, the actions you take are completely based on this world that you've created for yourself. It's created on a certain belief that you created based on the people you hang around and the attitudes that you have about it. And you can change this. You literally can change this right now, today. Change the music you listen to. Stop listening to rap. Stop listening to, this sad country music. Stop listening to, just this crazy stuff. Because what it's doing is programming your brain to think the way it's currently thinking. And so, like I said earlier, nothing's going to change if nothing changes. You have to change these little things in order to think different. So first things first, turn off the music. Put on some audios or podcasts, or get around people in your ears that are where you want to be. If you want to be a real estate agent, listen to people who have real estate success and learn from them. If you want to be a leadership coach, put in audios, put in podcasts. If you want, same thing for sales. If you suck at sales, if you want to learn sales, you're not going to learn sales unless you learn sales. Like, that's it. You have to go listen to people, go to coaching, go to conferences, go find mentors, listen to podcasts from people in these different areas and put them in your ears. Turn off the music, turn on the podcast. This in itself, just listening to things, will completely change your mindset. Another one, pick up some books. Pick up some self-development books. Guys, if you want to change yourself, you have to develop yourself. I don't know. If this was anything else, this wouldn't be as hard, but because we're human, and because, like I said before, we're not willing to sacrifice the things that we already have because we value those things, we make this a lot harder than it needs to be. And don't worry, I've been in the exact same spot. It took me, the one thing I have the most trouble with is the music thing. I love rap music. Absolutely love it. I've made music. I've studied audio production in college for a while. It's a huge part of my life, but I understand that where I want to go is more important than me hearing people rap. Simple as that. So I'm in this place right now where I'm cold turkeying music. I'm completely shutting it out. I'm just kind of like, because if I turn it on, I get sucked in immediately. It's like a vacuum for me. Just one of those things where I just love it. Like, that's, yeah. And so I set a goal for myself where every day I listen to at least 2 podcasts from people that are where I want to be in life. Ton of different podcasts that I listen to, and every time I turn them on, I feel better than before I turned it on. And that's what's so important. It makes you feel like you can actually do the thing that you're trying to accomplish. The reason why I started this whole podcast is because I heard on a podcast to start a podcast. Gary Vee, another guy who, completely influences a lot of the things that I do in my life, and kind of keeps me on track and kind of keeps me moving forward all the time. Having those influences in your life, even though they're indirect, and even though you're not physically talking to these people, it really helps to just have them in your ear all the time, just like pushing you and pushing you and pushing you and pushing you forward, because no one else is going to do it. Your friends aren't going to do it. That's why you are where you are right now. They're not going to do it for you. They don't know how to do it for you. That's why they're not there either. So this year, in 2023, guys, I highly recommend take some time, really, really take some time, guys, and write down some of your goals, put together a list, and ask yourself, do I want the life that's on this paper more or less than the life I currently have right now? Choose one and start moving forward by changing your atmosphere, which in turn will change your attitude about life, which in turn will change your actions, which in turn will change your life. So with that, guys, I'm done. I'm completely wrapped up. Those are the 3 A's to completely change your life. Go hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, guys. Thank you all for watching and listening to this podcast. I hope that this brought some type of value to you, and that it helps, and that it just changes the way you think about where you are and where you want to go. If you have any questions, you can always DM me on Instagram or whatever you use. Drop a comment down below. Just let me know what you guys think about this topic, because I'm actually really excited to see what people think about this. I have a list of books that you can start reading right now in the description below. Just click the links and it'll take you straight into Amazon to buy the book. Guys, this is stuff that I get really excited about. So this isn't a game. This is your life we're talking about. So take it seriously, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.